You notice that the sounds from the prod grow softer until they are imperceptible. Having served its purpose and taxed its resources, the pod gives a final hum and shuts down. We are alone. Welcome, folks, one and all, to Let's Play Space Quest 3, The Pirates of Pestulon. Yes, it is the third game in 6 of Space Quest, all made by Sierra. This game is released on many home computing console systems, and the PC, which is the version I'm playing here. You'll notice that the game has had a bit of a graphical overhaul. It doesn't look like a pixelated mess as much. Also, we have a mouse. Not used for as much as you think, but you can now move in diagonals using the mouse. Also, you don't press return to do things anymore, you just start typing. You are standing in a debris-cluttered junk bay. An escape pod rests in the middle of the room. There are chunks of metal lying around which seem to be small sections of old spaceware. Look, escape pod. Pardon me, this program is too stupid to glean your desire from such a wonderfully crafted sentence. Please try something else, okay? Die. No. Look, self. A quick self-appraisal suggests you are not horribly ugly. You guess you'd be a good catch. Look, inventory. What do we still have? A glowing gem. Okay. Look, gem. You are still carrying the piece of Orium you picked up on Lavian during your last adventure. However, it has long since lost its glow. A shame. We'll still be using it, though. And even though this is the first video of the game, oh boy, will we be dying a lot. Will we be dying a lot. Let's see what's here. You are quite impressed by the size of this junk freighter. The skeletal remains of the stripped-down space tanker stage lie half buried in scrap. Well, by all means, let us go into the tanker. It's a shame that those robots don't care about organic life, because they made a big mistake ignoring the fact that Roger Wilco was on board that ship. Someone, or something, has done a real job on this tanker. Was this a result of some space battle? Or perhaps you're not the only one roaming around in here. Look, wire? Except for one on the left. Most of the wires here look dangerously worn. Ooh. Okay. Let us do what we should not be doing. Can we take the wire? Wow, we can! You take the only decent piece of wire available. Hooray! We didn't die! We're going to change that on this. Oh, anybody can see that. The gutted carcass of the tanker opens up to reveal even more junk. A metal head rests nearby. Look, head? Wow, an ancient model of a battle bot. I bet you'd hate to run into whatever brought this big guy down. Looks like something poked it in the eye. There are 2 eyes in the battle bot head. One of them has been broken. You know, I wonder. First, let's do the thing that you're wanting me to do here, because everyone wants me to do it. Ah! Oh gosh! You've stepped off a metallic encampment and tumbled into the darkness. Twisted, jagged remnants of old vehicles reach out to slow your dark descent, cutting short your life in the process. It wouldn't be so bad, except for the sudden stop at the end. Next time, don't get so close to the edge. Deceleration trauma. Can we climb in to I? Climb in to I. Oh, we can! And it leads to down here. But we don't want to be down here just yet. Climb up. Yep, we don't want to be up here yet. So that's one way we can go. We don't want to be there yet. We can't really do anything there yet. For the most part, I'm going to be using the direction pad, and I'm going to be direction keys, and I'm going to be using the mouse to indicate to things. So the mouse I'm going to put down here for now, just out the way. We have 10 points out of 738. Oh yeah, this game beats the 255 odd points of Space Quest 2, doesn't it? Oh, look at all the references you've got here. I'm not even going to start mentioning them. Various types of abandoned spacecraft litter the floor of this intergalactic junkyard. All this place needs is a junkyard, dog. You shiver at the thought. However, there's something we can pick up here, and that's this. Look, metal. You see nothing but riveted steel. Ooh. Okay. I can grab that. Take metal. Yow! Oh, that looks bad, Roger. You'll be alright. You won't be alright, will you? No. No, you won't. It's obvious that the metal was sharper than you. The resulting laceration turns you into a living fountain. At least for a few moments. Unfortunately for you, this show is your finale. Good luck in the afterlife. A brave but fatal attempt at arterial art. One way to lower your blood pressure, folks. The metal is a giant red herring. You don't need it. However, you do need to go up this lift. Oh goody, this lift! You are overwhelmed by the variety of space trash around each corner. A large bucket conveyor carries shredded strips to the horizontal conveyor high above. Okay. Let's go! What's the worst that could happen? Well, we go the wrong way. Ow! Missed it! Ah! Come on, Roger. You control like a tank. There we go. We're in. We can save here. We're going to save on a different file, though. So, we're going up. What's the worst that could happen? Like, really? Well, what's the worst? This conveyor surely leads to somewhere nice, right? 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 Brr! The conveyor seems no place to be sightseeing. Panic? Try another word. Apparently panic isn't in the Andromedan dictionary. Don't worry, Roger will get out of this situation. He's good at this sort of oh. Shredded like an Iran-Contra document. Extremely controversial at the time. Yes, we are dead. It slices, it dices. You're less than a choice cut, Wilco. Oozda. So, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's instead survive. You can't look, so you don't get any clues. But this is your clue here. This ledge. You need to do 2 commands to survive. One of them is stand, and the other is jump. See, Roger can actually do things. We got 10 points for that. And because we're now on a ledge, you're standing on a narrow rail suspended high above the floor of the freighter. A conveyor belt leads to a grinder. Be careful, it's a long way down. Let's test this. Ah! You stepped off the rail. You're dead again. Way to go. Haven't we taught you anything? Deceleration trauma, folks. Deceleration trauma. Well, looks like we died again. Oh dear. You're standing on a narrow rail. It's a long way down to junk piles below. Let's not go that way. In fact, let's call it quits on this video. So until next time, folks. Until then, I'll catch you later. See you then.